assignment,
Mm.
right? To uplift fallen humanity, because that's written on the woman's dress, fallen humanity, right? Now, when you look back over world history and you realize that the planet was once all females and that the sacerdotal seat was usurped by the Pope, that's why his seat under Big Mama's seat, and that not only was the sacerdotal seat usurped, but all of the priesthoods was replaced with drag queens instead of priestesses. That's why all of them wear them long robes. Them not robes, them gowns, them nightgowns that women wear. And that was the old Sibyls, the sisters of the Sibyls. They call them in modern science the 12 daughters or sisters of Eve, right? In
Mm-hmm.
the in the lodges, they are the 12 daughters of Isis,
Mm.
right? But they taking it back off the fraternities and sororities, then it take you back to the temples of Delphi. And when you study the temples of Delphi, it tell you that the Delphi temples was erected around an oracle reader who was a young maiden, the Dame of the North, which gives us Notre Dame, right? Notre Dame is in France. And what else is in France? The Parthenon of Isis. And what else is, no, yeah, the Parthenon of Isis. Now they moved the sacerdotal seat from where its original place was, and they set it up in Italy under the Roman reign of the Roman Empire, whose job it was is to usurp the divine feminine, which is the mothers that was the matriarchs, the big mamas across the land, which was the tribal mothers that was the one who was the inheritor of the land, right? So now we have to explain it once we get the receipts and show them where this is what happened, this who did it, this why they did it, this what's taking place. And the biggest traps is all of the ism, right? Those fixed mentalities or ideas that they give you that you ain't supposed to overcome. But the goal of being here is to become an overcomer, overcome whatever the obstacle is before you, right? So in the age of Aquarius, now you get in the information age. The age of knowing brings about the age of knowledge. Knowledge is useless if you don't know how to apply it. The application of knowledge is called wisdom. The one who can properly apply the knowledge in the place that it's supposed to be applied is the wise one, right? And the wisest of the wise can tell you that all of these other people who was putting the pieces where they go, put them all together, and this is the puzzle you get. You unravel the mystery of the ages. But it's not really a mystery. It's an open secret that we, the organic people to the planet, no matter where you find us at, we was already here. And that
Mm-hmm.
somebody came from somewhere else, be it through a portal on a ship, or if they just fell off a cloud, wherever the hell they came from, they obviously not from here because everything they doing is belligerent to somebody that live here. And we like to blame the cat's paw for the cat's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
So you brought up,
oh.
oh no, I'm gonna go and then dots. So you brought up 23andMe before we actually get into
mhm.
23andMe and the CEOs. There was that and all these CEOs that dropped down. Sony and some other CEOs. I can't remember them all on the top of my head, but they all dropped down that day. Before we get into the 23andMe, do you think the other CEOs that dropped down because of the Diddy allegations and they know that they're going to be implemented or implicated in all these offenses?
Well, it could be sensationalized to give the appearance. Because remember, what they use in the media for is to capture the lowest informational exchange. Is called gossip. So they want to activate the ones with the most amount of power to deal with gossip instead of to deal with information. It's not the same. So the gossip columns can link them all together. Half them people probably was at Diddy parties. But if they was there, they on tape. They videoed them. And you gotta remember, Kim Kardashian blackmail tapes they alleged was found in the Puffy LA home. So whether it's true or whether it's not true, I've been saying for the longest, she was the queen of the damn. That's who Aaliyah was playing in the movie. And that's why she had to get low for exposing Kim Kardashian. So
That's
all of that,
interesting. I definitely
all of that
hear
stuff
that
is
she's scared
connected.
right now too.
Say it again, sweetie.
They say in the reports Kim Kardashian is really freaked out right now.
Yeah, she should be. Slimy slut.
Now for the 23andMe, and you can pull it up if you want to, Docs, that article. We know that the CEO.
Right, because where the reason they didn't have where the doctor was looking for, he was supposed to get saline, so they had to send him to the right place. Then they tested a couple different things in the virus research, and one of the things that they testing was snake venom. The other one was that nanotech, what they call that stuff. Um. Anyway, it's nanotechnology that.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it either, though.
Yeah, but the nanotech was only in so many shots, right? They had different control groups, and then you had some places where they only gave people saline, which is the basic IV drip. It's harmless and does nothing to test the placebo effect.
Wow,
Yeah.
thank you. Okay, Dots. Sorry about that.
Now, why are you apologizing? You don't have to apologize. Hi, LaShandra. Welcome to the show. So real quickly, Rod, before she goes, I have a question for you. So, okay, so you know how Israel, Age of Aquarius, right? Let's put that as the umbrella. And Israel, a few days ago chose to drop bombs on Lebanon, right? And what they said was the reason for dropping bombs in Lebanon or bombing Lebanon is because they only targeted the homes where Hezbollah is hiding their weapons and X, Y, and Z. Okay. Prior to that, though, I think it was last month or maybe 2 months ago, the Prime Minister of Israel had came to the United States, right? On a press run, but came to the United States, and the headlines were saying, Kamala Harris refused to meet with, Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. I guess that was her way of taking a stance, or I don't know what that position point was, right? But only to find out a few months later that Israel got the go-ahead to drop these bombs on Lebanon, because as we all know, Israel don't move without United States permission, right? Let's be very clear about that. And so when you talk about the rise of the quote unquote matriarchy or woman coming into power, right? And we have a female that's running for president of the United States. What is your thoughts around Kamala Harris, right? And would you consider her to be a visual example of what the rise of the matriarchy should look like, be like, act like, ... no pun intended?
Look, it's at least 3 Kamalas, maybe 4. One of them is a man. The character that's being played as Kamala Harris' role is to fail miserably. Everything she's doing is geared toward her failing miserably. And the prophecy that she's supposed to be fulfilling is the fall of the whore of Babylon. So now you got to go back and watch Joe Brown going in on her about being from the Haktua tribe to get her way to the top. So I I don't think nothing about her one way or another personally. I can care less if she there or not. She's definitely not a representation of the rising matriarch, because if you're gonna put a drag queen in the place of Big Mama, that's not gonna work.
Oh, she a drag queen now.
No, it's one of her lookalikes is a man.
Okay.
If they put that man in power under the pretense of putting a woman in power, that's the Statue of Liberty, the drag queen, Lady Liberty, the whore Babylon. The drag queen that's the Statue of Liberty is a carving, is actually from a temple painting of Lucifer in Europe. So all this stuff is related to what she's doing. The chucks and pearls, the purple sweater, the inauguration with the pearls around her neck, all is identifying her as the whore Babylon. And you got to have a clear representation in order to say that the prophecy is fulfilled. I don't call it a prophecy. I call it the fulfillment of the plan. They made a plan, and they trying to capitalize on the plan.
That's so fact. So fact. So can we go back to a little further?
LaShawn, you're breaking
real
up.
bad, sweetie.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
Oh my! Hold on, I'm gonna come back. Hold on one second.
Okay, and peace, Copper, Draco. But while LaShonda is coming back, I wanted to ask a question Bad Saint proposed in the chat. She said, is it the exact same thing that was happening with the swabs when they were doing those nose swabs? And were they doing like placebo with some people and using some other nose swabs to actually infect some people or anything like that?
Yeah, some of the test kits have been found to have nanotech in the swab tips. They don't really need a test kit to take the swab. They can just grab that Q-tip out the jar over there. But the COVID kits come with a sealed Q-tip, just like they use in the doctor's office, but it's sealed. It's single by itself. But the ones where they test where they giving saline, they just use the regular long swab straight out the jar. But when they open up the pack, that's a strong likelihood that that pack contains one with a foreign agent in it to affect the people that they giving the test to.
All right. Copper Draco, you up?
Salute to the panel. How y'all doing tonight?
We're doing good. How are you?
Peace.
I had a quick question for Rod. It's a little different, but being that when a woman is pregnant, she's pregnant for 9 months. But when we come out, it's another 3 months that's tacked on to our lifespan, right? Every year.
Mm-hmm.
So being that okay, I'm 43. So if you take your if you times your birthday by 12 and then divide it by 9, that's supposed to be your real birthday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the last 3 months that they give us are the months that people spend the most money. Would you say that that's being given us to us? That's being given to us to take our energy, to use up our energy? Because if I'm 57 right now, I could retire in a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? But I'm really only 43 according to them. So I just wanted your opinion on that.
Okay, so the birthday thing, when you born, you got to remember, before you can become a semen, you take 72 hours for a man to produce a fresh batch of semen. It take a woman, all her eggs is there at birth, but they don't activate until about 90 days before they go through the fallopian tube. And this is where your 12 months come in at. The 3 months that you was just the egg and you became activated in the 3rd month as a sentient being when the egg and the sperm united. So they count that 3 months as the pre-gestation period of the egg. And when you born, first of all women don't carry their baby for the same length of time. That's
True.
a modern medical um, misidentification. Some women can carry a baby longer than 7 months. Some
Mm.
women can carry them 10 months, and some women have the capability of carrying them 12 months. And this also confuses the birthday philosophy because these different groups of women come from different tribes that used to be separated a long time ago. They gave us the 9 month as the median. The 9 month gestation period is the balance between those who carry long term and those who carry short, what they call short term, 5 to 7 months, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when you born, you actually born, you already a year old. You supposed to been one right there because
Damn.
your whole first year you was in mama womb. She was
Okay.
building you without the aid of the hands of man. Your mama was building you for the first year. Now that
That's
you built,
true.
you face the world. Now your mama gonna program you.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
So, if I may, and
Mm-hmm.
how big ups to and wellness to the sisters of Scramble Mounds. Big ups to the chats.
Peace.
Promote wellness always, all days. We all will, right? I'm appreciative that I'm able to like jump in this conversation with Rod. So Rod, when we speak of a matriarch like system, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you get into this aspect of thought of her, right? When we speak about her, which is your mother, my mother, our aunties, even me as a daughter, and my sisters as daughters or aunts or cousins in these aspects. We've been so decimated, right? We've been so dogged for a very long time, right? 'Cause even if we're looking at at how we are now, right, and how they're promoting us as being sluts. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. They're promoting us as being sluts and us being this. We so just with the atrocious, right? When you see these things, and I don't see this in atrocious, but I see this as that we're wizards because we have a mouth. We do. We have a mouth, and our mouth is our real glory. Would you not agree, Rod? Our mouth is our glory, and we do push ourselves in a certain place to push you as my guy, Rod. Right? To push you and put you in the placement and uplift you, because this is what we do to uplift you to be who you are as my so-called king, right? You want some talking? Let's get down to the business. I talk a way to be a way to push you in a way that we get this shit straight on the 8th, right? Am I fucking around or not saying this shit, right?
On time with time. I'm with
Okay. So this is what we do. So when they push this slutty shit, we're not real sluts because we don't like to do none of that shit, and we don't do it for real. We talk it and we can be it, but we don't do it, and that's the real shit. That I don't know if y'all, I don't know if y'all know who we are. We don't do that for real. I'm not out here. None of that. I don't do none of this shit. I can talk it. I can be it. I can present it. Motherfucker, get in my face. Um, Nothing's going on.
So
And if you fucking it, go
let's,
ahead, go
let's,
ahead, go
let's
ahead. Come on, fill in the blanks, baby.
so the slut aspect, that is not organic to the community. That is social engineering of the corporation. And they use that as the means to defame the feminine. It's a defamation campaign. And then this defamation campaign that's against the women, they also have to try to convince the men to behave like the women while they trying to convince the women to behave like men. The double standard comes in when it's a male standard for men and a woman standard for women. And now when the men try to behave like the woman, the other men can say, hey, that's not what men do any longer, for the men who know how men supposed to behave to educate the up and coming man on male etiquette. So now the women dying to find a divine masculine male, and they keep running into these socially engineering males. They don't want a male, they want a man. But because so many people follow that narrative of the slut doctrine and the um, deadbeat doctrines of the men, and they believe that stuff socially, you can use that to steer people's thinking along the lines that you generate as socially engineered construct. This is why the welfare system was implemented as part of the method or strategy for disrupting the family unity. The first thing you got to do to break family unity is to break the parental unity, because the children learn the unity from seeing mom and dad stick together. When they try to turn dad against mama, mama said, I can't go to the store. Go on, take your ass to the store. Everybody hear what your mama talking about. No, it don't work like that in a functional unit. Dad, can I go to the store? What your mama say? Because I know you already asked her what your mama say. If your mama says you can't go, don't come ask me. Right? This is
I know that's right, right.
all part of the breakup of the family, the nuclear family. And this is a lot of when y'all be hearing them talking about nuclear war, they talk about the war on the nuclear family, the family unit, to separate the parents from the child and the parents from each other, divide and conquer. But we starting to wake up from the slumber, and many of us is pulling our children wisely out of their educational system because they training our children to become other than themselves.
Facts on facts. And the mind is what you should be implementing with your children. You have to give them proper etiquette when it comes to the mind. Do not be slumber by any of this aspect, because they will definitely want to put you to sleep. This is how come they keep putting in your faces a Diddy, who are Epstein. They put these things in their faces ever. They keep you distracted from you, the glory. Y'all the glory. And y'all don't even know y'all the glory of all this shit. That's how come they keep putting us down. Like, listen, I understand it, and I've been ostracized. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep it a book. I don't have none of the people I was around from birth. People I protected, people I put my fucking neck out for. I fucking fought everybody for to save. To only be ostracized. You understand what I'm talking about? For the truth.
Listen, being ostracized for telling the truth is part of your spiritual journey. Don't be offended at the people that ostracized you, because you had to be ostracized so you can isolate to do the self-work. And the self-work is what's going to allow you to see how to correct the problem in your communication with the ones that's still stuck in the problem. We call the black sheep, the ones of us that get ostracized, the old scapegoat. We got all of these terms, the lone wolf, right? The outsider. But you in the same family with a group of people that you love, and you know they love you, but they can't digest your truth because they not the ones in the family responsible for breaking the generational curses. So they got to hold you at an arm's length because you holding them to the fire to break a generational curse, even when you're not trying. And because they don't know why you putting the pressure on them, they have to escape the pressure. And the pressure that you putting on them is some stuff that they call the truth. Hard
Sheesh.
thing to tell them is the truth.
Thank
You
you so much,
coach that one.
Grateful. I think someone else popped on. I can't see your name.
No, that was me. That was me.
I think that's
We got
friend.
another
Is that short?
we got another masculine in the house. You know, try to keep it even. But I know Chief Pontiac is enough man for this whole goddamn panel. I want to give a shout out to Rod Hayes. Thank you for speaking that truth. You know, I've been trying for a while now to speak to you, and shout out to the ladies of Unscrambled Minds. Y'all been going in for the last, I don't know, man. It's like it's been months, man. Y'all putting up some great content. Shout out to y'all. I
Yeah.
listen to y'all a lot as well. Thank you for having Chief Pontiac on. It's my first time on the panel. I know y'all always give certain people opportunities to, you know, voice their opinions and whatnot. And yeah, like Chief Pontiac is saying, it goes deep, man. The government, the nuclear family, they've been trying to destroy that for forever. You know what I mean? They had women burning their bras back in the day. You know what I mean? The feminist movement. It started.
Oh Lord.
It's been a long time that they've been doing this. You know what I mean? So the fact that right now, everything is kind of falling apart. It's falling apart at the seams, and you know, I'm believe it or not, I know y'all probably gonna have a little issue with what I'm saying, but I'm still gonna come out and say it. I actually, right now at the moment, with everything that's going on in the U.S. and whatnot, I married an African woman, so we've been married almost 20 years. I got two beautiful kids. Um, but I decided because of the way I seen everything was going on over there. I'm born Canadian, but my background is Haitian. So we all see what's going on with the Haitian community. They say we eating cats and dogs, which is
Yeah.
nonsense.
Can
You
I
know what I mean?
can I ask you a quick question? Sorry to break your
Absolutely.
because you.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
So, so you being Haitian, what were you offended by the comment that Trump made? Did you care? Like, what's your thought? How did you feel about that?
Um, because back in the day, right now I'm in my 40s. I'm a grown ass man, so I don't let things bother me as much. But back in the day, I would have been furious. You know what I mean? And because I know it's not true, um, it doesn't bother me that much. But yes, I am offended. But I don't. I'm like, let me say it this way. I'm not letting it bother me like I would have let it bother me back in the day. I know it's not true. I know it's propaganda. I know that us as Haitian people, our history, um, and the way everything started with us, and the way we actually also started everything, as far as our revolution and our story and whatnot, right? I know people don't talk about Haitian people enough. You know what I mean? Because a lot of things kind of started with us. I'm sure Chief Pontiac will be able to say that too. We pretty much swam to Florida to help in the Gullah Wars. Like we were part of that army that kind of came over to help and things like that. So you know, I learned a lot over the last few years. So at the end of the day, it doesn't bother me anymore. Okay, let me say it this way. I think it was a few years back. I think he said something about I think he was talking about Africa at the time where he said that third
Yeah.
world countries or something like that was
They
shithole
did
countries and
whole
shit like
countries
that.
and then the Mexicans
Yeah,
were
yeah,
this. Mm-hmm.
exactly. Yeah, that actually
Everybody
bothered me.
put it
That
there.
bothered me way more than this. that bothered me way more than this thing that he's saying right now, to be honest with you. But because I've evolved, I've grown, um, I feel like I'm ascending as well. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I don't let it bother me because I know it's a show. They're trying to poke at us. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? So it's so true. Again, they've been trying to hold the woman in particular. But I do feel that us as men as well, we should have this. I wish all of us could have a loud voice like Chief Pontiac. You know what I mean? But not all of us understand the truth like we should. You know what I mean? So,
Let me say
for
this
example, me,
too. When
go
you
ahead.
say when you and I don't mean to interrupt, but
No, that's okay.
I want to say this. So you said that you're not worried. You know what? I'm worried about the danger in it, what is happening from it, and that copper color people that are not even from Haitian, because we kind of similar to each other, that other people are getting hurt because of their remarks. Like I said, they come to divide and destroy. But when you say you're not worried about it, you know, that's the part I'm worried about it. I know you saying because you know it's not true. But
Can I
Yes.
can I just jump in real quick? Like, listen,
Yeah. Go.
um, my guy, you're Haitian.
Yeah.
Understanding, understood. Listen, I understand that you are under conglomerate of fuck shit that we have also gone through, right? And
Hmm.
then you listen. No, let me break this shit down. I wanna really get this shit off.
come on,
You
y'all.
as a Haitian, hold up. You as a Haitian coming to America is fucking us to say that we have not gone through no drama, no heartfelt shit. Our people's is being killed every fucking day, all day, and we stood on our business, and we still stand on our fucking business, and we ain't gonna never let go,
No,
and we never gonna let go. Let me get this shit the fuck off.
you gotta
You
stop.
Haitian,
Did you hear
you
me?
Haitian.
Of
Hold
course.
up. You fucking Haitian coming here is I'm fucking American. I fucking am standing on my business too.
Wait, hold
Motherfucker,
on,
we've
Grateful,
been killed.
Grateful,
We've been
Grateful,
killed, motherfucker.
Grateful,
We've been killed
Grateful,
like
hold
a
on,
motherfucker.
Grateful,
Are you fucking
Grateful.
Let her vent.
serious?
No,
Let,
Grateful, hold
let
Mother.
the
on,
sister
Grateful,
talk.
Okay,
Grateful, hold
okay,
on, please,
okay.
please, Grateful. Yeah, but we gotta be able to control the panel. So please, Grateful, when
Okay.
someone is speaking, please just allow them to talk as far as it, and limit your cuss words, and let's not do any F bombs. I know it's people cuss words come out, and we're very passionate people, but we want to keep the cuss words down. I just want to speak up for 2 grand. I don't think he was saying anything about the American people being bad or anything like
I did
that.
not.
I think when he
I
was
did
talking
not.
about I-80 and the revolutions and the history, saying we don't talk about
Hmm.
it enough. 2 grand, are you familiar with the Arawak influence on I-80 people and how they were able
Yeah.
to use the Arawak spirituality when it came to the wars and the revolts?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We 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 this is coming from my big mama, which my grandma taught me a lot. I'm like I said, I'm born Canadian. I went to school in the US for many, many years. I lived in New York, I lived in Florida. So I have a little bit of all of it, you know what I mean? And also I also went to school in Haiti for a little bit of time as well. So I kind of went into all of it. So I think I have a good perspective, and that's why I did not come on here. I did not try to act like I was better than any Americans or anything like that. I don't feel that way. I lived in America. I love America. You know what I mean? I'm just not there anymore. But no, no. Part of who I am came from America as well. I played basketball, went all over America because of basketball and Canada, and I traveled because of it as well. So, no, no, I'm not really here to talk against America or anything like that. The young lady came on. She's really passionate. I get what she's saying, But at the end of the day, this I feel this is the type of emotion that they want. They want that type of anger and that type of energy coming from us. But I
Well,
don't let that do that to me anymore
man,
because I know. Yeah, go ahead, Rod.
That was a good point.
so the thing is this: the people in none of those islands that was already there when the settlers came have ever been
Yep.
our enemy.
Never,
None of those
never.
island people before the settlers came was ever our enemy.
No,
The
exactly. That's
islands,
what I'm saying too.
listen, the islands got invaded by the same beastie hordes, the French Huguenots and Spanish
Yes, sir.
conquistadors, the same
Yes,
as
sir.
South America, the same as
Mm-hmm.
North America. They
Yes,
renamed our stuff, right, because they claiming it. But it comes
yes,
a time when the bill comes due.
Mm.
Haiti have been under strict restrictions by the American government the whole
yep.
time they've been there,
The whole
right?
time. Yes, sir.
The whole time there. The reason why you have rampant poverty in Haiti is because of embargoes on the island to
Yes,
exercise
sir.
the autonomous right of the people of the land to do
Yes,
international trade and to
sir.
bring in their own resources and trade from the island to the other lands, and they stopped it. So
Yep,
now
exactly.
because they controlling the purse strings and they pooling the money with the same conquistadors, the same Huguenots. We call them
Yep.
over here today dirty Moors,
Yes.
right? That's acting like
Yep.
they in the leadership positions, that's taking all of this cushy income to watch they people suffer. That ain't really they people, but they can play the
Yes,
part
sir.
in order to deceive us and allow them to dominate us while they reap all of the rewards of keeping us under the heel of an oppressor.
Yep. Yep.
Haiti
You're
came
absolutely
after the Haitian Revolution, and Dessalines comes to prominence. And when he do, he dispatched soldiers to Florida to fight Gullah wars. He dispatched conjurers to New Orleans to fight spirit wars.
mm-hmm.
They end up
Mm-hmm.
marrying into the local communities in Louisiana and became absorbed. Most of them got absorbed by the darker Creole peoples.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
ones in Haiti, they still intermarry with people from Puerto Rico and Cuba and Dominica down there, but they stayed in this area they call Little Haiti.
Yes, sir.
So because all of the tribes was given the area to rest at during the war, and that's where their villages were. And the villages became city spreads over time, right?
Right.
So we don't have a problem with the original people of Haiti. We got a problem with the same people in Haiti that's selling out the Haitian people to live high on the hog, and they ain't us. And they
You
over
Let's
here
go.
absolutely
living
Get
high
on
on
the
the hog,
business.
and they ain't us.
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. But there's
So
something I wanted to bring up about Haiti and the way also the revolution started that people don't talk about enough is the way the revolution started. Even before Dessalines, there was a gentleman called Jean-François Marcandal. Now this is a gentleman that taught the women back then about the herbs, about how what about different herbs, and taught them about nature and things plants that were good for you, plants that were bad for you, and stuff like that. And what a lot of people don't know about the Haitian Revolution is that the way it started from the inside. So most when the French came in, the French took on certain people to be their maids, and we all know men were not taken in as maids back, and they didn't want butlers. They wanted women working in the homes, And basically, the way it started, the whole revolution started with women first, because it was women that were in these houses with these slave masters, and it started from the inside. They poisoned a whole bunch of slave masters, and this started with the women that were strategically placed with these slave masters, and that's how it all started. We had to kill off a lot of slave masters that through their homes, through the food and whatnot, right? So that's how it actually all started, and that's what I wanted to throw out there, because a lot of people think that it was army and this and that started it, but no, it was our strong Haitian women that had the courage to start certain things from the inside, and that's how the men were able to overcome and conquer on the outside, because it
Two
started
grand.
from the
Do you
inside
know
with the
who
women.
Cecilia Fatima
So
is? Have you
Get
ever
him,
heard
Joseph.
heard of
yeah,
Cecilia
Joseph,
yeah,
Fatima? One
sit
one
this
yeah.
second,
nigga
grateful.
down.
1 second, grateful. 1 second. Yeah. So the only thing I would say about what you just said is I don't know about the men teaching the women the herbs. The herbs, the knowledge of the herb had been being passed down. This magic, as they call it, black magic, or these witches, it had been being passed down in history for a long, long time. And we can
But
see
it's
that
not,
magic not
but
only
you can't,
in Haiti or
but
that
you can't call it
spirituality, but we see
magic.
it in the
You can't
Salem
only
witch
call it
trials
magic.
as well.
But you can't, I don't call it magic, because it was just being close to the earth. We were close to nature. I don't call that magic. You understand? That's what they call that
Oh
now.
yeah, that's
You
why I say
understand
they
what
call
I
it
mean?
magic. They call it witchcraft,
Yeah.
but I call it more of a
Yeah, because,
spirituality. But yeah,
yeah,
like a nature or anything. But yeah, Cecilia
exactly.
Fatima was the one that actually led the charge in the beginning and saying, let's go. And
But
we know
she,
Dessalines actually used women not only that were like owned slaves, but they used the women to infiltrate with the other
yeah,
side of the men on the French and the on
exactly.
the
You're
army
absolutely
side. So those women were reporting
exactly,
back with information, and that's how they were able to win, even though they had thousands
absolutely.
versus 100. So
Yeah, me
Absolutely, but
personally,
it didn't only start with Miss Fatima. Miss Francois Macandal as well had something to do with it. You could actually Google it, and you'll see as well. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, this is something we don't talk about enough. But as Haitian people, we have to uplift our women the same way Chief Pontiac is talking about the
Hey,
matriarch and
we getting
everything.
feedback from you now.
oh, that's my bad.
And we have somebody else who's been waiting to get it in.
Yeah, let's go to the next
Oh,
caller.
2 grand. Hold, yes, mute up, please. 2 grand, mute up, mute up.
Okay, I'll mute up. Thank you.
Thank you. Or if you're done, you can feel free to drop down. Hey, Samora, how are you?
Well,
You're
no,
back.
I didn't want him to drop down yet, Dots. I wanted to finish saying some
Okay, well,
because
mute up.
excuse me.
I told him to mute up.
Yeah,
she's talking to 2 grand. She's saying mute up so Yasif can get in.
right.
Right.
So please don't go down yet.
Yeah, peace to Sister Freedom, Sister Dots, Sister Dulcinea,
Peace.
the rest of the gentlemen and the other lady on the panel and the chat. Yes, I just wanna, I'm listening to what you guys are saying, and to me, I go back to what we were speaking about the last time. And again, I feel like everything that you guys are discussing are all about this civilization and this history of this civilization, but you're not talking about the civilization before. This is why I ask you guys, I would like to ask any of you guys, who are you when you say you're Americans? Because there are various people that came into America, basically. And if you say you're the original people, then please tell me how you built the pyramids and all these other structures that are in America.
Adequate.
Yeah, listen, I definitely want to drop in. I'm definitely going to drop in on this right now. Did
Thank
you say I am speaking to? I am of America. Listen, I'm not of America. I am American. I'm not dropping no drop or no one drop of my leucosis, honey. You know? Isso é uma conexão por casino. Ha! There was a patata boseko mana. Now, I'm gonna say that to you, and you won't get it, and you won't understand it. It depends, it did not. You're over sucker. Huh? So, 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 understand that shit, and you won't get it. And y'all motherfuckers that ain't pout this shit, you won't get it. I'm gonna say it again. So, kamakasagmagabasikat sa boba, sino? Sigo pastek mo. The drop will go past and go back. The person began to poco pasi. Huh? Y'all don't understand that shit, and you won't get it. And a lot of y'all, even y'all that's strapping on this bitches, talk y'all us, you're not. So komaksi, go pakateno, kaskopagabaso ko, pero batata kosa. That was his thing. They go past to get over Kasuga, but they go past to Guacha Guaxa Sokatoma. And I'm done, and I'm fucking out this bitch. Right? You get it?
Have a good night,
I'm
Grateful.
out this bitch.
Grateful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Grateful.
Good night.
Rod, did you want to answer his
Wow.
question? How we know we're the original people of America versus all the other people that have come into America?
My family lineage is old Mississippian, the oldest blood stock on the land. The old Mississippians lineage traced back into ancient Azteca, Maya, Inca. Those are all the same people. Today they still there. They call them Afro-Mexicans. And going all the way down into the people of Belize that look like us, that's always been there. When we talk about the islands, we have records in our archives that talk about how we traded with the people on the islands. Our big mamas would send their big mamas gift packages, and they would send them back from the island because things from the island was delicacies to the mainland, but things from the mainland was delicacies in the island. So the bloodline lineage of the oldest people of the land traced back to when Earth was called Atlantis and Lemuria, which was two regions of the same high functioning civilizations. We went through a civilization crash due to what's known as the Vimanis Wars or the Anunnaki Wars, depending on which source you want to go read about the war. The people of this land have intermarried up and down the eastern seaboard with people of Africa for thousands of years before a guy named Christopher Columbus was ever born. The people on the West Coast used to do trade with the imperial houses of China and Japan long before the Moors brought their Mongolian, Hun, and Vedic captives over here as servants and sick them on us. The wars that we fought in modern times has to open the gateway to the legendary people that we are. Once we realize who we are, we know the tribal right to reclaim the land when you become a chief under a certain status in a stock independent of the bloodlines of the motherland we call Africa at its oldest source. We emerged in this creation along with creation on the lands that we from. We can read the land because there is a frequency signature from all of the blood of our ancestors that saturates the land. The land will tell us the story of how the land got saturated with the blood. If you're not one with the land and from the land can't talk to you. It can only talk to you through the people from the land. We know who we are because the frequency that we talk and the means in which we communicate with each other, we're able to make clear the distinction between modern society and modern tribal disadvantage based on the oppression of modern society. We've always knew we was from here, but we also always knew we was infiltrated by people that look like us, that's not us. And the elders that give me the history are not the people that wrote the history books. So I go to the history books to verify what the elders said, and now I can see it all written in the code. So we know that we from here, and we know that we trace back to the old Atlant, in which Thoth talks about in the Emerald Tablets.
So the second part of my question is how did you build these pyramids and all these other buildings that we see all around America and around the world? All right, let's just say America.
We had different tribes had different construction techniques. The serpent mounds is not built with the same technique that the pyramid in Teotihuacan is built. There's two different sciences from two different clans. The Nazca lines is a whole nother set of ancient relic from a different tribe. And different means of building went into them. Right? That everything wasn't built the same. So the temple priests who erected the pyramids down there in Mesoamerica is the same architects of the ones in Egypt. If the Egyptians of today don't know how they built the pyramids over there, and they was invaded the same as the Americas, why would you think we would hold that information of how we built the pyramids over here under the same oppressive onslaught and it not applied to the people in Egypt?
Well, you mentioned the Emerald Tablets and you referred to that. I mean, there must be some kind of document or something that you refer to that will give you that knowledge, is what I'm asking, because I can tell you how those pyramids were built, and they were not built by any Native American. They were built by Africans.
See, now that's the presumption. When you say African, you coming from the out of Africa theory. I don't
Wait 1 second, Rod. Can everybody besides Rob mute up, please? There's an echo. Thank you. Sorry. I didn't want you to have an echo.
The melanated, kinky hair people that was already over here, I don't classify them as Africans. But you had indigenous people all over the world, and America is the oldest land on the planet that was populated. But the out of Africa theory tell you that everybody traced back to what they call primordial Eve and historical Adam over in Africa in order to capture the narrative of the out of Africa. He emerged from the ethers of the planet at creation over here. And the people in Africa, the prominent tribes, emerged with the ether on that continent. The same with the peoples of Asia and Australia, right? These people, energy is what draw the lineages of the bloodlines of the families to the different parts of the planet. we want to say African because they want to push the everybody African narrative, and that don't have anything to do with us, and nor are we concerned with the out of Africa theory, right? We don't have a problem with African people, but we was melanated, kinky haired people of this land, Turtle Island, already. So as far as some Africans, we may similar and resemble Africans by skin complexion and some of us by hair texture. But just because we phenotypically have
different
common
features.
traits don't make us Africans.
That's a fact, and it's the same thing with Haiti too. Haiti, I'm an original Maroon. We the original Maroons at the end of the day. We Christopher Columbus said he came over there to the Middle Passage and discovered that, but he found us there. You understand what I mean? So shout out to you, Rod. Keep going.
Yeah. So
And
in
also,
their
I think
science,
one
they
thing he
classify.
said that was incorrect, but I mean, you can tell us, Rod, is there some kind of scripts or tablets that say how the pyramids were actually built in Egypt?
No, they haven't
Well, not
recovered them.
just in Egypt, but in America is what I'm asking.
No.
I'm
I'm
not.
asking
Yeah,
about
this
in
is
Egypt. I'm asking about in Egypt. I'm asking
Okay.
Rod, is there any
None of
tablets or scripts
the
that
pyramid texts tell how the pyramids was built, because all of the writings in Egypt, the hieroglyphs, the pyramid texts, all of those texts was written thousands of years after the pyramids was done.
thank you.
Right. So I
right.
put it to you, Rod, that
Mm.
I mean, is it Rod or Rob?
Right. ROD.
Rod. I put it to you, Rod, that because you don't know how the pyramids and all these cathedrals and
I didn't
buildings
tell you I
were
didn't know.
erected. So please tell me how were they built?
I might not want to tell you.
Mhm.
That might not be none of your business. That might be some tribal business that I need to keep among my tribe.
I disagree because I mean, if you did
You
know,
got a
you
right.
would have
You're
said
not supposed to agree with everything I say. Anybody tell
that's
you
correct.
you're supposed to agree with anything I say, everything I say, or that I'm supposed to agree with everything you say, is a damn fool. We ain't supposed to always agree.
True.
But you don't have. There is no written record of how the American pyramids was built, and there is no written record of how the temples in Egypt and the pyramids was built.
Facts.
Absolutely
Well,
facts.
there is
That's a fact.
to an extent, but you have to piece it together, basically. And this is why I say I put it to you that I
You have to
know
piece
how.
it together. Have you pieced it together to go build one? Yourself?
Well, no, but I'm just gonna try. I'm
That's the
gonna
only reason
point
why
to
he
you
asking this.
how we
So
were
how do you
told.
know? So without building it yourself, how do you know that all the pieces will come together and show you how to build it?
Right. Okay. Let me explain.
That's right, Dawson.
We have, if you look at the Sumerian text will tell you about the giants and the giant trees, which I mentioned in the previous stream that we had. Now, these giants and the giant streams basically are due to the higher frequency in which we had in the prior civilization to this. We have been, you can say magic, you can say whatever you want to say, but we have been brought down in frequency. Hence why you don't know how the pyramids were built. But if you look
Why you don't know
at
that the world
at the
is
time of the
I already
frequency
did
and
a
the
video on how the pyramids was built 3.5 years ago, but I'm not finna go into it because it came with an agenda.
Ooh.
Right. And if OTK, if you're still in the audience, if you could come up, because it's not only the Sumerians that talked about the giants. We know that clearly because most of us know about the Bible, in which the Bible mentioned the giants as well. But you'll find out, as far as in indigenous cultures here, that giants were spoken of. So it's not something that just the Sumerians talked about.
Facts.
Absolutely.
Okay, fair enough. But I'm saying to you that these are African narratives. These are not
That is not
American
true
narratives.
again. How you
So
know
if
that's
you're
not
Well,
talking
yeah,
about,
the one you spoke of, hold on. The one you spoke of is African. The one that I just brought up is not African narrative. That's why I'm trying to tell you that giants were spoken of in other things, as far as that a lot of people would say it's Asian. So there's different places amongst the world that talked about floods, that talked about giants. This is not a story that only comes out of Africa.
but what you
David,
have to understand
Look,
is,
they got
hold
a
on,
whole
please, can I?
Smithsonian. Listen, hold up.
yes.
They got a whole Smithsonian uh cover up of all of the giants. That means people over 8 feet tall that they exhumed in the Americas, and they took them. The Smithsonian took them. They reported it in the newspaper years ago, but then they told them, "Oh, we made a mistake. That wasn't the giant bones." Oh, and they got pictures of it. Right. So
Well,
the stories of
let me
the
also,
stories of giants go all the way. They shoot the Titans was giants. So Europe had it.
right.
He's doing
But
it.
So
no, okay, listen.
that's not an isolated concept to any one geography of the planet.
No, but hear
It's
me out.
commonly accepted by all of our ancestors around the world that at one time we was huge.
But hear me
Right.
out. What I'm
But I
saying
need
to
to
you is
know
that,
when someone else
Wait,
hold
finishes.
on, Sister
hold
Freedom.
on. Just stay there, Yosef. Let Sister Freedom go, and peace, OTK. He's gonna go out, but stay there. Stay there with your questions.
First, let
Cool.
me say what I wanted to say to the brother, because he may want to go down. I wanted to make sure you understood I meant no disrespect by stating that you may not be worried about it. I'm saying, yes, I understand why you were saying that, but I was saying that the danger in the comments, what's happening now to the people because of the statements, is what I'm worried about. You understand what I'm saying to the Haitian brother? Can you hear me? I don't
Two
know.
Grand, she's talking to you. She's trying to make sure
Yeah.
you're not taking any offense to what she said. Two
Right. I
Grand.
wasn't saying
Oh,
anything.
no. I don't take offense. I don't take offense.
No, I wanted to make
I'm
sure
here to
that
chat.
was
I'm here to
understood.
chat. I'm here to listen as well. No. I get it. I definitely
Yeah,
understand.
that
No
what's
offense. No
happening
offense taken.
now from the comments, is what I don't like. And for the people that are not Haitian, but just have hue in their, that are melanated, they're getting the same torture because of that's very dangerous, because it can happen that because people's um um make negative statements, and for some reason people latch on to the negative statements, and it can just grow all over the world. You know what I mean? So it won't just happen in Ohio. It can happen here and everywhere else.